Alright, g'day guys, how you going? Just thought I'd do a video today of the kits that I kept this year. They're 3 months old today. They were born on the 29th of December. I've got 5 here, only 4 of them I'm keeping. One of them's for Graham. I might get her out first. And that's her there, Graham. And see how big she is, mate. They're a little bit wet because I've been doing the cage, but I just thought I'd get them out, and I'm giving them a run around. I'm going to do them one at a time just to give them a bit of a play. Jeez, they're so fluffy. So that's her, that's yours, Graham. And I mean, she looks, by all intents and purposes, big enough to take out, but she's still very soft, like the difference between a puppy, and a 3-month-old pup, and a 1-year-old dog. There's a big difference in their body, in how hard it is, and they're still soft. And why I don't like to take them out when they're this young is they haven't developed any muscle to protect them when they get a really hard kick or something like that. They don't have any hardness to them to be able to protect them, and that's sort of one of the main reasons. Ragnar, I waited for him. He was only actually not much older than her, and he started to really harden up, and in the last month he's really packed on some size. He's really packed it on. Hey Rags, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing, Rags? You'll be getting bred with her next year, mate. And you see the size of her next to Ragnar, Graham. She's pretty big for a Jill. Playing with the dog. There, so I'll get another one out now. I'll put Ragnar back. Come here, such a character. Ragnar, I can barely get my hand around him to pick him up. He's getting that big. I'll just put Ragnar back. But she's a beautiful looking ferret. So it'd be good to see how they go, because as to date, Spike's kits are untested. So it'd be good to see how they go. But I would be very, very surprised if they don't all go from day one. I mean, you could use these ferrets now, but I wouldn't. The males, I'll get my little female out now. She's a lot smaller than that Jill. I haven't really thought of a name for her yet, but I will. But I really like her too. So I'm just getting out today just to keep them handled so that they stay a little bit calm and don't try and bite. Because at this age, young ferrets, you got to handle them as much as possible. But I've got high hopes for these kits. I think they'll all be fine. I'll put her in here, she's a little bit more familiar. Alright, I'll get one of the boys out. The boys I've named, but I haven't got a name for this girl yet. This one's called Chewy. He's the polecat, the only polecat I kept, and look at him, he's huge, mate. All of these boys are that I've kept. And these are actually the smallest ones that I kept. I kept the smallest ones for myself because I wanted, these are all going to be castrated within the next couple of weeks. And I kept the smallest ones, so God knows how big the other ones are. That's Chewy. I really like this ferret. I mean, I really like him. Out of all of the kits that I've kept, and I'm partial to the black-eyed whites, but this one, he reminds me of Trixie and Ragnar. They've got just something. All right, so that's a look at Chewy. I'll get Fang out now. Fang's the two black-eyed whites. The one with the dark on him, I call him Fang. This is Fang, and he's bigger than Zeus, and he's bigger than Chewy. Hey, Big Bang. Hello, Big Bang. Put him down, give him a bit of a run around. It's playing. That's a look at Fang. You see they're in beautiful condition, really fat and heavy. See how fat they are. And this one here is Zeus. As you can see, none of them bite. This is Zeus. Hello, boy. That's Zeus. And all these kits, I like them. They're very well shaped. They're long-legged. Short between the ears. Good boy. Good boy. It's a Spike, General, Ragnar. Let's get Spike out and give him a run around. Hello, Spiker. You're such a good boy. There. Spike, he's the father of all of these kits. Yeah. And you see me working him not too long ago. He's a really good ferret. He's just he kills so many underground. I don't like to use him all that often because I'm always waiting for him. Put him over here a bit. What are you doing? What are you doing? Spike. 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 He's a ripper. And he's the full brother to the General who was cut. Spike's not cut. I'll get the General out now. He's like his brother. They're both really playful. The General. Dot, 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 dot. Hey, good boy. Dot, 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 dot. He's happy to be out and having a look around. Come on, mate. You see how big these kits are now anyway. 12 weeks old. Beautiful kits. And I cannot wait to get them out. So I'll end up having 4 cup bucks. There'll be Chewy, Fang and Zeus and the General. They'll all be cut. So I have a real opportunity to assess what cup bucks are good at and what they aren't. Whether they can hold their wet weight, whether they can't. With Spike you can use him, and Ragnar hasn't dropped. He's getting fatter and fatter, and I'm actually upping his workload now too. He's getting used at least 2 to 3 times a week now, and he's just getting fatter. But the General is actually dropping off a little bit, so I'm going to back off his workload. I'll probably use him once a week until he puts on a little bit of weight, and then I'll use him a bit more then. When you've got plenty of ferrets, it's good because I've got the opportunity to rotate them when you notice things like that. Some ferrets hold their weight better than others. It's just how it is. Like Trixie's probably one of the smallest, and yet she's one of the ones that you can use 3 times a week forever and never loses any weight. But she's young. Trixie's young. Jess and Tess seem to drop a little bit, and Grace has pretty much stayed the same. She's always been reasonably skinny. When I say skinny, you know, she's well proportioned, but she's never been fat. But you get ferrets like Trixie, like Ragnar, like Spike, which is a full brother to General. The only difference is one's cut, one isn't, and they get fat.